Michèle, welcome to our program here. And tonight we're on Stormfront, and we're filling in for Don Black and I. You're going to be my co-host tonight, if that's all right with you.
Hello, David, and hello, listeners, and hello, Don.
Great. We're glad to have you on, Michèle. I've talked with you a little bit on Friday about some different issues. Could you just get us up to date on some of the cases that are going on right now in Europe and some of the issues at hand and some positive developments in the struggle for freedom of speech in Europe right now?
Well, at the moment, you've got the most fascinating situation now with just the last month with two young British revisionists who escaped from the UK to America. They landed at Los Angeles airport and asked for political asylum in the USA. What I would say, I said on my program with you the other evening, I would say that they asked for satirical asylum because they had a website which was based in America, and there was nothing on there that was in any way illegal in America, and they were had up before the courts here, and before they were sentenced, they escaped and sought asylum in the U.S.
Well, Americans are always letting in, people who are refugees because of being jailed for their opinions, and America should certainly defend the rights of our British cousins that come over. But you know something, when you talked about how that they came for political asylum, one thing's for sure: when we have a presidential election with the likes of Barack Obama and John McCain, we do have a political asylum. So this.
Well, you mean you're living in one? Well,
yes, America is a political asylum.
We've been occupied here too for a very long time, since our first Zionist ruler was Disraeli in 1858. But nevertheless, we are hoping that your listeners would like to drop a line of encouragement to Sheppard, Steve Whittle, and Simon Sheppard, who are at the Santa Ana jail. It's Post Office Box 22003, Santa Ana, CA 92701. I'm sure they'd appreciate getting some nice support from people who care about these things, because they've really put themselves on the line to be able to state opinions, to criticize, and to post their dissenting opinions. And the usual Jewish swarm who don't like them want them to be disentitled to do what they are legally entitled to in your country and in any reasonable situation for freedom. They are, I think, two chaps who are genuine heroes of freedom of thought, and I think they deserve our backing. And,
I think they do. Could you give that address again? And by the way, I urge listeners to go ahead, and when you get that address, to go ahead and post a thread and post that address, and let's get a lot of coverage on that, and let's get a lot of our people to write these brave young British friends of ours and give them the kind of support they deserve.
Well, they're revisionists, and they have spoken out about all sorts of things. Well, we may not agree with all of them, but that's not the point. They have a heretical website. And it is not illegal in your country, and they should not be indicted in this country for what they are perfectly entitled to do in yours. And now,
you can satire anything else. You can satire Al Qaeda. You can satire Arabs. You can satire certainly white Southerners. You can satire Germans and any kind of group. But if you dare to satire blacks, or you dare to satire Jewish extremists, then goodbye, Charlie, in the United States.
That's right, yes. So if I'll just repeat the names again, it's Simon Sheppard, Sheppard, and his colleague is Steve Whittle, Whittle, and they are both care of Santa Ana Jail, Post Office Box 22003, Santa Ana, CA 92701.
So they broke no American laws, and now they're sitting in
American laws.
Right.
But, by comparison, I'd like to draw your listeners' attention to the New York Times recently. And there's an article here that's been sent to me by actually the chap who did Chapter 2 of My Jailing Opinions, Richard Edmonds. He talked about the Nuremberg trials. But he sent me this piece that's actually written by James Petrus. And it's called Making Nuclear Extermination Respectable, which is what the New York Times seems to be doing. And
we published that on the davidduke.com site as well.
Well, if you compare what Professor Benny Morris has written, compare what he writes to what these men have written, which incites no violence, by comparison, this man is not locked up. He's not seeking political asylum. And he's quoted as advocating an Israeli nuclear genocidal attack on Iran with a likelihood of killing 70 million Iranians. And to quote him, he says, Iran's leaders would do well to rethink their gamble and suspend their nuclear program. Barring this, the best they could hope for is that Israel's conventional air assault will destroy their nuclear facilities. Never mind Israel. The
best they could hope for. And the worst they could hope for would be a nuclear attack by Israel or maybe the United States.
That's right.
And
to make
horrendous
Iran a wasteland.
It's just amazing, isn't it? It's just absolutely amazing.
And this man is not imprisoned for this kind of, this absolutely obscene incitement to incredible violence. I mean, she used to say that this is the logical outcome of public endorsement of Israel's economic blockade to starve 1.4 million Palestinians in Gaza and to cover up for the AIPAC influence in launching the U.S. invasion of Iraq, leading to 1 million murdered Iraqi citizens, and furthermore, births of subsequent Iraqis being deformed by the depleted uranium that's been left. And this is the kind of thing that there is no imprisonment or no censure for this kind of thing at all. And yet we've got our two boys who are simply satirizing historical events. It is really the duplicitous media that we're living under.